Alrighty, so we're going to look at rotation 2 now. So rotation 2 basically means the pass hitter is in the serving position. Okay, so we'll start with the service. Okay, because serving is always a little bit easier. Pass hitter goes back to serve. Okay, and this one's really easy. Okay, the setter just starts in base. The middle also starts in their defensive base. These ones are this one's an easy positionally for these two positions because they can just start where they want. Now the reason why this player, the setter, okay, can cross, all right, the pass hitter is because when you're serving, you're not in the court. So where you are rotationally doesn't matter. Okay, it's only players that are in the court. Because you're serving, you're outside of the court, we don't have to worry about this player. Okay, so this one's easy. The backcourt gets to start in base. All right, then remember what I said about the middle. So the middle is signified by the darker piece here. Okay, they always anchor the middle. All right, so they always start in the middle. Everybody has to move around the middle. We need the middle there because the most common overpass happens in the middle. And we want that middle ready to block and cover that and put it down if required. All right. What that means is the opposite here, okay, needs to start on the left-hand side of the middle because they're in position 3 and the middle is in position 2. All right. And the pass hitter, they got an easy position here. They get to just stay. Okay. So let's say the pass hitter makes their serve, takes a couple of steps into court, ready to play. The opposite moves to their base position there. Okay. So a pretty easy one when we're serve receiving. Alrighty. So now we're going to look at rotation 2 for the serve receive positioning. Okay. So rotation 2, we've lost the serve, now we have to serve receive. Okay. Always looking at the setter first because the setter does the movement that causes everyone else to move. Alright, so if you remember from rotation 1, the rule is always the setter pushes up the player in front of them. Okay, once again, standing side on, okay, so we can see the serve coming over and also ready to make the set. The two backcourt players, if you remember from rotation 1, they have to help cover the absence of the setter. So they'll squeeze in together, all right, to help cover that court. Okay. The important thing to remember here for the setter is you still have to be in between these two players. Can't be too far across, all right, on the right-hand side of the pass hitter, and you can't be all the way over here. You wouldn't want to be anyway. All right, over here, okay, on the left-hand side of the middle. It has to be in between. Okay. Our middle, all right, is going to start over on the attack line on the right side. Okay. The other pass hitter is the one that comes back and helps make the pass. So normally this would probably shift over a little bit more, so it's a little bit more balanced. The middle the setter just has to remember to be in between. Okay. So that's the formation for our serve receive on rotation 2. Okay. So the movement looks like this. The opposite is doing nothing but trying to look for a hit out on their right side. If you remember, they just have to be on the left-hand side of the middle. So if the middle is all the way over towards the attack line, then the opposite can go as far across there. All right? As long as they don't cross, as long as they're not starting on the other side of the middle, on the right-hand side, they're fine. They just have to be on the left-hand side. They just have to also remember to be in front of the setter here. So they can't be like there. Okay? So at the net there, the setter's got to be behind them, in between the two backcourt players. All right, and the ball comes over. Okay, once again, we're trying to have 3 hitters available when we're running a backcourt setting system. Okay, so the pass is made as the ball's in motion, as the ball's coming over from the opponent. This player opposite is actually going to replace the middle here, and they're going to look to hit the ball down on the right side. The middle is also in motion as the ball's coming over. They're trying to stay out of the pass if possible, but they can make it if they have to. And they're trying to position themselves to run an attack down the middle. Okay? Pass hitter makes the pass, or their teammates make a pass, bang, they go out, look for the hit again. Okay? So once again, we're having 3 hitting options lining up around the attack line to make an attack. Okay? 11 for the pass hitter. Middle, it can be a 3 or a quick down the middle, and then red on the right side. Okay, so the pass is made, we've set the ball up. Let's say the opposite hits the ball, boom, hits the ball. The opponents still keep the ball alive. We need to then all get into base position. Well, 3 players at the net. And if you remember, the base position for the middle is over in 5. Base position for pass hitter is deep 6. Base position for the setter, position 1. Okay, so that's how the rotation 2 setup works for serve receive. Alrighty, rotation 3. So rotation 3, the setter is located in position 5. Okay, a middle blocker, all right, should be in the serving position. Okay, so we'll start with the serving. Server goes back. Boom. Position. The middle is serving. Pass hitter. Okay, starts in their base position, deep 6. The setter, all right, is trying to get across to position 1 on their base. Okay, a really useful thing for the setter to do right now would be to tell the middle, once you serve, replace me. Okay, so when the middle serves, they've got to remember they're running over to replace the setter there. Alrighty, so there we go there. Once again, the middle is the key position when we are serving at the net. Alright, they must anchor the middle. Everyone moves around the middle. Okay, so that means the pass hitter, okay, is bunched up in the middle as well on the right side of the middle, and they're going to be moving over to the left side to block. Okay, opposite, easy for them. They just get to start in their base defense at the net. Okay, so that's the positioning for service. Okay, a nice little strategy for the middle here, all right, would be to stand right here and serve over the top of this middle line here. Okay, so serve is made. This player, they move in transition to their base positions in the back. The pass hitter moves across into their blocking position, and we're set up nice and neatly to play defense, okay, for when our opponent puts the ball back. So now we will look at the serve receive positioning for rotation 3, okay? Similar rules apply in this rotation. All right, the setter needs to push up the player in front. Okay, this is something what we call a half stack. All right, it's when 2 front court players shift to one half of the court. Okay, in the next rotation, there's something called a full stack. It's when all players shift to one half of the court. All right, so the half stack and the full stack. Okay, the half stack happens fairly regularly, or it happens about a couple of times in each rotation. All right, so as always, the setter is the one that's initiating the change in the lineup. General rules apply. Whoever's in front of them, which happens to be the middle in this rotation, gets pushed to the net there. Okay. We then have the pass hitter, all right, in the front court, comes and helps on the pass. Okay. Now this is the most, I guess, manipulative of all the rotations. We really manipulate it to suit our purposes. So this player here goes back over here to make their pass. All right. Now the reason why we put them over on the left side is so they can pass and then hit on the left side, hitting their 11. Okay. So that's why we move them over here. So essentially, the 2 pass hitters are next to each other in the passing line. Okay. You just have to remember this player is actually in 3. This player is in 6. So 3 can't be behind position 6. 6 must be deeper than the other. The backcourt pass hitter must be deeper than the front court pass hitter here. Okay, so we've got them ready to pass and them ready to pass there. So this is the half stack. We have the middle pushed over to the corner here, and the pass hitter also pushed over to left side. Okay, now they can be behind the setter because if you remember from earlier in the video, the angled positions don't matter. They don't matter where they are in relation to each other. Okay, so this player can go all the way back here and not worry about where the setter is. Okay. One little thing to remember with the setter can go as far as the player in 6. So they can cross this pass hitter. Remember, they don't matter where they are in relation to each other because they're on an angle in the rotation. So you can see we're really manipulating the rotation to work for us here. They can go as far as this player here. So if this player decides to start over here, then this player can go all the way across. All right. And that would actually make it easier for the setter to get into their base position. All right, but we'll do a moderate move there. All right, so the pass hitter is in the middle of the back. The middle blocker is also helping on the pass, okay? The opposite comes back to the attack line looking for the short ball, but really focusing on their attack. Okay, so once again, we have 3 players on the pass, all right? The setter pushing up the player in front and moving across to position as far as they can for the pass hitter in the backcourt, all right? So that's how the serve receive would look, okay? Middle's got a bit of work here to do, all right? But they should really be the first option to set because they're not involved in the pass, okay? So as the ball comes over the net, these 2 players are in motion, okay? Setter getting into their position to set and the middle moving into a position to run an effective attack down the middle, okay? So they're doing what I sometimes call a zigzag. They're going in to the attack line, zig, and then zagging at the setter to run the attack. All right, so they get to there, okay? Opposite is trying to run their hit on the right side, the red. Pass hitter trying to run their hit on the left side, the 11, okay? So the setter sets the player up. Let's say they run it down the middle. Middle attacks the ball. The opponents keep the ball alive. We all transition into our base defense. So the setter has to get back to 1. All right, so the setter's done quite a bit of movement, yeah? They've gone from here, pushing up, set the ball back to 1. All right, pass hitter, pretty easy, gets to just push back into deep 6. The middle's got to remember to get to 5. So what often happens in this rotation is the middle makes the pass, watches the play, and forgets that they have to go over to 5. Then we have the setter and the middle, the setter and the middle both defending the same spot, which is obviously not ideal. So the middle's got to remember, get across to here, boom, and we're in position. Okay? Makes sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So that's one of the more complicated rotations.